Welcome to our podcast, Može kafa. We are Ivana
and Maki,
your host. In this podcast, we discuss interesting details about Serbian language and culture from a learner's and teacher's perspective.
We offer new and fun resources for learners of Serbian. To follow each episode with annotated script, vocabulary, and quizzes, join us also at Može kafa podcast on Instagram. So if you're ready, grab a cup of coffee and enjoy the podcast. Dobro jutro svima.
Dobro jutro. Ovdje je Ivana I
Ovdje je Maki.
Pozdrav svima. We have our coffee, although mine is almost done.
Mine is done already.
It's done already. Okay. I'm a really, really slow drinker, so yeah.
Yeah. So I will start telling you one word, one sentence. Gde si, brate?
I'm your bro.
So.
Evo me, gde si ti?
Ovdje sam.
Oh,
so
good.
we're trying to use some slangs here, everybody, because this episode is on slangs in Serbian.
Oh, I should have told you, gde si sestro?
Ah, yeah, okay. That's a sestro.
Exactly. It's kind of like a joke, but yeah. Yeah, I think slang, what a good idea. That was someone recommended it, right? Or did you think of it?
No, actually, our followers recommended that, asked from us to mention some of them. Because actually, when you think of it, lots of slangs we need to know to be able to speak like a local.
You know, now that you told me, and then I researched a bit, and I was like, wow, so many things. There's no way you can learn all of it. There's no way.
Of course.
Also, different regions, different slangs. But not only different regions, different cities, different slang. Belgrade is very known for slang. And I don't use half of what they use, even like 90%. And some of it I didn't even know. So, guys, I think it's a sign of creativity in a way.
Yeah. And using the environment and context in your conversation. So that's really cool. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's going to be really funny. Let's see. And I really want to know what you see.
So
what you know.
The first one was brate. So when you call somebody, you add the suffix brate. Right?
Yeah, well, depends on the word, depends on the gender and everything. But in this case, brat plus I brate. Yeah, exactly.
And bre.
Oh yeah, bre is.
Bre.
You have a similar thing in Turkish.
Yes, we just took the R out.
Really?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so bre is like accentuating the emotion, and it's usually. Yeah, desi bre, haven't seen you in a long time. Basically, accentuating, highlighting, emotion behind it. Yeah,
it shows the proximity as well. If you're saying someone bre, that means you know that person. You're close to that person.
Guys, almost all of these things that we're going to talk about today, the slang, it's for people that you know. People in a very informal context. So don't use these things when you go to a state a building. Just that's not what it's for. It's for with your friends, your people that are close to you. So but it's I think we talked about it. It's very common for us to use slang. It's just this kind of proximity. We love being creative with our language. We love showing it's kind of funny, but showing closeness with bad words and slang and so on. We're very creative in that sense. So
definitely. For example, one of them is marsh, but they call it marsh as well.
Yeah, which is basically march, right? To march, go away.
Yes, go away in a marching way.
Exactly. But now you even get to mrsh,
Marsh.
And we use R as a vowel sometimes. If we don't have vowels in the word, R is acting as a vowel.
Marsh.
Then we have haide, right?
Say it again.
Haide.
Haide, yes, of course. Yeah.
Or aide, which you know.
Or aide. And you can use it as a verb, idemo, right?
Yes, yeah. Which is kind of like idemo. Haidemo.
Yeah. Haide idemo, in short, idemo.
That's true.
And I hear budala a lot around.
Budala means a fool. So I wouldn't really use it for dasti budalo. But yeah, it's a pretty common insult.
But young people call each other budala.
Yeah, sure. I mean, probably with younger.
Maybe they are fighting. Maybe.
No. You You could say to someone, but just like make sure that that person is not gonna take it seriously. But yeah, we use many like insults. Budala is definitely one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a mild one if you think about it. It's not like just like dummy or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So how do you want to go about this? Because we have a list of things, right?
I know. So first I want to say, like, is slang different for old people and for young people? I mean, probably it is, but how is it different? Like,
so I think that like a lot of these that we're going to talk about today are probably well known with everyone, with each generation. But then we are really good at learning, like in creating new words. So we're gonna mention like the new type of slang. When I say new type of slang, it's not like since like last year, it's since like 10, 20 years ago or something like that. So yeah, I think older people still use slang and they still use swear words. And you know,
for example, does your mom use slangs? Like all generations they use.
I'm just going through.
Yeah, look at them.
Through them, and yeah, my mom would probably not use a lot of these, some of them, but she would understand everything. So, and I remember when I was going through them, I was like, oh, if I had to think about every word off the top of my head, like to write it down, I wouldn't be able to, because for me it's a language. It's not like slang. Like I just like learned how to use it. But I remember when I was reading new words and I'm like, wow, like, or like words, I'm like, oh yeah, that word, I forgot about it, I know what it means. I felt so proud of myself that I knew what it means. And I was like, that's probably gonna help you guys when you know, imagine you know slang of a language. Even though you can't maybe think of it to produce it, but you understand in a slang what they're saying. That's like, I know the language. So yeah.
Definitely.
So you found some slang. Which words did you figure out?
So Ćale and keva, I guess, is interesting because for your parents you use them.
Yes.
It's the slang to describe your parents, so it's cool.
Exactly. So you can say a very formal way of saying dad is otac, mom is majka, but I never use that. It's so formal, so old school. So I say mama or tata. Or tata mama. But if you want to be cool, you're going to say Ćale I keva.
To them or while talking about them?
Oh, both. You can do both. Yeah, but mostly with your peers. Yeah. But sure, even the kevo, kevo, Ćale, I can me something like that. So yeah, keva, and if you call her, it's kevo. But Ćale stays the same.
I see. Okay, good. And for friend, druže or gari?
Yeah, so that's a good one because drug is friend, right? But in vocative, it's like if you like call him druže, or drugarice. But in Novi Sad, they use gari, and they used at least, and it got me like thinking about why. But I think it's something derived with drugar, drugari, gari, and then they kind of just like split it.
Took the ending. I see.
Yeah, so it like it, and I don't know what the women like for a girl. Garica. I don't know. I'm not really. I don't use gari, so it would just be druže or something.
Do you use druže for both female and male friends, or just for male?
No, I think it would be only for male. Yeah.
You tell me the others for the other people.
Okay, we have some, like bad words. So there's one which is like a bum, like a person who's not successful, which is klošar.
Klošar.
Kako si klošare, something like that. Like what kind of, you're such a klošar, you're such a bum. Then you can say for a lazy person, mrcina. Mrcina, yeah. That's a very common one. You're gonna hear it too. Okay. Then I don't know. I think you found this one. I didn't think of it. For toilet, you say kolonia.
Kolonia. Why I picked it? Because kolonia is like perfume, like in Turkish. I was like, how do you use kolonia for toilet?
Well, maybe now I'm thinking maybe it is derived something from that, like perfume. You're in the bathroom or whatever. But we say kolonia. very, it's like, you know, you would say WC. You wouldn't say klonja. But sure, you're going to hear someone say klonja for sure. I've heard it so many times.
Okay.
Then I thought about this one, the police. And there's a very negative way of how you look at the police in Serbia. So one of the ways you can call them is Muria. And I Googled it a bit, and there's several reasons why it is Muria. Because if I say Muria, I don't know what the root of the word is. I don't really know where it comes from. So it might come from Latin. It might come from some other. I'm not quite sure. But Muria is police. But then if you want to be really like mean, you can say kerovi. Do you know what it means?
No.
Ker is a kind of like a colloquial way to say dog. So dogs, like, yeah.
I see.
Slum
dogs.
yeah, exactly. And so if you hear, kerovi, dolaze kerovi, like kerovi are coming, you know, like that's the police. And so if you're like, have something against them. But there's, you can also call them panduri. And again,
feels like food to me, but
I don't know. Like, again, I thought about it. What does pandur mean? Like, what's the root of the word? And I just couldn't really, like, I'm not interested in like how is it called?
Etymology?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not an etymologist, so I don't really know. But yeah, interesting. If you know, guys, let us know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Panduri.
Yeah. Did you know how to say like something is a great, like top, amazing in Serbian?
I heard this word because we go to vrh while hiking. You go to vrh something, so the top, the
like
peak of something.
Yeah, exactly. So you can say something is like amazing, and we even show you guys. You're not going to be able to see it, but you can show it like this. Vrh.
The triangle.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, vrh. Yeah, so we could say vrh, which is peak or like something highest. Like, I think you can also say it in English, something like people are going to understand it. But you can say something is like great. You can say dojaja.
Dojaja.
And
jaja, eggs.
Exactly. But in this case, I think it's the balls, not the eggs. That because it has that connotation. So I don't know.
So do you use it to describe a person or like an
situation
event,
probably an event, yeah. Oh, doja. Like, oh, I got us 2 tickets to some concert dojaja. Like strava, dojaja, you know. Of course, there's strava, there's extra too, but I think you probably know all of these. I want to use some slang. Yeah. And then this one is funny. I made a mistake with writing sh. This one is funny. It means in a bad shape, like something is bad. Krsh.
Krsh. Again, 3 consonants together are behaving like a vowel. Krsh. Vrh.
Mrsh, krsh, vrh. Yeah, very, like, when I think about it, so many words like these. And you usually use it for like machines, you know, like, oh, this computer is krsh, like computer krsh, or like, but it can also transfer into other situations, like you can be creative with it and say like the party is krsh or something, like situation is krsh, like atmosphere. But it's mostly like some
bad connotation.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Yeah. Then this one, it's actually kind of funny. You know when like people say the crib, like it's my crib, like my home, we say gajba, which is a crate. It's not a
crate.
Crate. Yeah. Like we say a crate, like, you know, where you carry like bottles or like that kind of crate. So it's not like a crib, like, you know, like baby crib or something. It's like a gajba. So
gajba.
Yeah, you invite.
You describe your home or your favorite cafe restaurant?
No, it's your home. It's your home. Like you invite someone to your gajba.
Moja gajba.
My gajba. My crib. Exactly.
And you're wearing glasses, and we have
Jozle. I don't know. Jozle.
Joz is göz in Turkish, and it means eye. So maybe you took it from Turkish.
Probably, because like a lot of the things where you have j and j came from Turkish, I feel like. So Jozle, I don't really know, but yeah, if you hear that, I never use that. But if someone told me, hey, imaš dobre Jozle, I'm like, cool, thank you. I would understand
Nice.
it.
Nice.
Then we have this one, which is really funny. It's a way, you can say mini suknja, mini skirt, mini suknja, right? But we usually use a very derogative way, which is dopičnjak.
Dopičnjak.
Can you guess why? Can you guess from the name?
No, actually.
Okay. Do you know the word for vagina? Like an informal way to say it in Serbian?
Before we continue with the show, here's a quick reminder. This podcast is free for everyone and supported by listeners like you. We hope that this podcast is useful and convenient to you. This is a labor of love for both of us. To help us continue creating useful content for everyone, we will appreciate your help. If you have the means, you can support us in different ways. You may just go to buymeacoffee.com/mozdekafa podcast and send us some cups of coffee. You may also become a member of our show on patreon.com/mozdekafa podcast and get extra benefits like bonus content, full transcripts of the show in Serbian, or even join us on the show. We rely on your support to help everyone more in learning Serbian language and culture. Thanks for joining us today, and now let's get back to our episode.
Or okay.
Pičku materinu, I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's pička. Sorry, guys, this is like but it's like pussy is pička, right? So you can tell that someone is a pussy, kako si pička,
Until the pussy.
Exactly. So do means until, up to the pussy, which means so your skirt is so like short that it's right up to your pussy. That's the only thing that it covers. And then you can almost see everything. That's why we say dopičnjak.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I wrote this because I saw it somewhere, and I heard this a couple of times, oshishan, because that might happen to me. So you pay something more than it's worth, so they say, you're cut, your money is cut. So oshishan.
Oshishan is like to get a haircut, right? Like yes. So like to shorten your hair. But yeah, I've never used that one, but probably, I'm pretty sure that it's correct. Okay, so someone like really cut your hair a bit too much. So took a bit too much, then so tricked you basically. Yeah. Then we come to a very important topic, which is šatrovački.
Yeah, that's shortened words.
So it's šatrovački. There are like several ways how do you do it. So it's basically you would swap the two syllables.
That's true. Playing with the words. Yeah.
So brate, you swap it, and it's
tebra.
Yes, exactly. So that's one of them. So there are different ways how you can go about šatrovački, but this is a very famous one, and especially very famous in Belgrade. They use a lot of like swapping. And
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Even for hi, they use it, huh? So
yes.
Zdravo becomes
vozdra. So again, zdravo, you have to look at the syllables, and then vozdra. Yeah. Tebra, we said. And I think it kind of developed in Zemun. I'm not quite sure. Probably I'm wrong. But because there's a saying when you say, there's this, like a slogan or whatever, Zemun zakon. Like Zemun is the thing. The zakon means like a law or like rule or something like that. So Zemun rules, basically. That's what it says. But Zemun zakon is when you swap these two syllables into two words, it is muze konza.
Muze konza. Yeah. It rhymes more now.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone, if you say muze konza, Zemun zakon, Zemun rules, everyone knows that. So maybe
so they're different from the Belgrade rules, and that's why they have.
I think it's mostly because they mostly started using that a lot, that kind of šatrovački slang. Although šatrovački is a very old thing. It's not something we came up with 20 years ago. My parents also knew about it, but it just wasn't such a part of the language. It was mostly like kind of like coding, you know. But it's such a big now. If you say tebra, everyone knows it's brate. Everyone knows it's a brother. So it became part of the language. So it became like really reinforced in Zemun. I think so, but it's everywhere. So you have Fuca, which is coffee.
Kafu. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's kafa. I was thinking about that one. I'm kafa. So why is it not faka? You know? But it's mostly because if you want coffee, you say hoću kafu.
You need to accusative form. That's why. Maybe they use this in a restaurant or cafe, like Fuca, molim. So exactly. Do I say limo? No, I can't say it again. For molim.
No. You usually just insert a word or two that are like we could just say može. No. How would you say? Mogu jednu. Yeah, može fuka. In that case, even though you can say može kafa as well, but still može fuka. Yeah, you would not change it. Like just it stays fuka. That's how it is.
I will try it in a cafe this week.
And then I found one which is really funny. It's but that one is not actually part of šatrovački, but I just wrote down a blend where you have brother, which is brate, right? Yeah. And then you have matori, or like mator is someone who's old, but you can call other people desi matori. Like it's very common, as well as brate, matori. Matori is fine, like old guy, but you tell it to your friends. Like I've known you for such a long time. Like you're so old to me because we've like known each other for such a long time. So you can say brat matori, but you can blend these two and say bratori. Which is kind of like if you think about it, it's a kind of like respect. Like we're so close that not only are you my old man, you're also my bro. Like not only have I known you for such a long time, but I feel like we're connected. Bratori, you know.
Okay.
But you have to find people that want to talk like this, you know, like don't.
I have here in Kruševac, believe me. So, I have old friends here, and they are very funny and open-minded, so I think I can use them.
They're very colloquial, probably. Exactly. But then you also separated these slang words
for actions. Yeah, I wanted, because you don't use like in some cases the real words, even though you have them.
Yeah.
That's why I said, especially these reflexive words, I guess, like it say. Yeah. So I wanted to have like a little list of these slangs as well. I was taught about this hanging around. Which one was it?
Blejati or gluvariti?
Blejati, yes.
That's a very popular one. Yeah.
Yes.
So even you can say bleja is a noun, is like it's just a noun, it's not the verb. So if someone asks you what are you doing, you can say bleja, like, you know. But you can also say use it as a verb, like blejati. So it's basically like do nothing, like hang around and just like nothing special, you know.
Blejmo.
Yeah. Want to hang out with me, like hoćeš da blejmo, idemo da blejmo. I did the blejmo or whatever. So it's mostly for like, again, younger audience.
When I learned this, I was watching Kangaroo movie, so that's why whenever they use it, I think of these three boys actually, on the roof of the house.
Yeah.
Blaying.
Yeah, and it's, as you can see, it's situated in Belgrade, the movie.
Yes.
So it's so typical for them. Yeah. Then we have another verb for that, which is gluvariti. Gluvariti, which basically it's the same meaning, like doing nothing, hanging around, but gluvo is like deaf. So to play deaf, I don't really know how to explain it, but obviously it doesn't have that meaning, but it has the meaning of chilling. Yeah,
chilling and doing nothing special.
Exactly.
So if they ask me, gde si, Majve, kako si? Bleja.
It would be, šta radiš? Šta radiš? Gluvarim. Blame. But we're very good at like just like one word answers. So it's like, ništa, evo blame, tu sam, gluvarim, bleja. So yeah. Cool. Then this one is actually funny, like to steal. We have so many words for like to steal, which is, it's, or just said it in Serbian, which means basically, anyway, actually it is ukrasti, like that's the proper word, right? But we have a word masnoti, and chapiti.
Chapiti.
Yeah, which is funny. It is quite funny to chapila sam, or like maznula sam, something.
I stole this.
Exactly. Okay. this one is good to get interested, and it doesn't have to be into like in a person. It can be interested in something like an activity, music, or whatever. So you can say ložiti se or naložiti. Actually, it means to how do you say when you like maintain the fire, which is to add more coal or like wood or whatever, and then the flame gets bigger, right? And that's why you say, why did you get like not worked up, but like so oh man, I'm not focused, but like you're so into it right now, you're like obsessed with it, you know, like what's up. And the reason why we have ložiti and naložiti is because we have this difference in Serbian. Ložiti is like continuous thing, and naložiti is like
inside, like
naložiti is like you do it like it's a finished action. You do it once, you know, like napisati. You've already written a book, like napisati knjigu, and pisati is like I'm still writing a book.
I see.
You know?
Okay.
So that's the only difference. But we can use both. Šta se ložiš? Why are you like getting all hyped up? Or like šta si se naložila? Why did you get so hyped up?
I see.
Very similar. Uspaliti se. Paliti is to light, like to light something, light a fire. Upali vatru. Again, very similar thing. Do you have some other ones for us?
Yeah, I think we shared it on our Instagram. We took it from a movie, Lupati, ne lupaš.
Yeah. Lupati means...
Nemoj lupaš. What was the word?
Nemoj da lupaš.
Nemoj da lupaš, yes.
Or nemoj lupati. With both go.
So don't say any nonsense
Yes.
stuff. Saying nonsense.
Exactly. It means to hit, literally, but saying nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, some other ones to call zvati, to call someone like on a phone. You can also say zvrcnuti. And
again, nice word.
Yeah, again, and I think it comes from like this sound, zvrc, zvr, 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 you know.
Yeah.
And
I think useful one is don't bother.
Mm-hmm.
Nemoj smarati.
So smarati is like is bothering someone, like why are you boring me? You know, nemoj da me smaraš. Don't bore me. Do you want to talk about the like romantic ones?
Romantic ones? Yes, I'm interested in it.
So to fall in love is zaljubiti, so that's a proper verb for that. But you can also say zacopati se.
Zacopati se?
Or zatreskati se.
So long word. Zatreskati se.
Zatreskati se, yeah, good. And then we have, this one was so bad. To kiss, which means like poljubiti or ljubiti, right? If it's continuous. You can say cmakati.
Cmakati.
And usually it means like a peck, but also it can mean like kissing overall, like, you know, just cmačete. Why are you kissing? Yeah. And or this one is really bad, which basically means like French kiss, but in a derogative way. Žvalaviti.
Žvalaviti.
Yeah, because žvala is like your like saliva kind of, you know, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're all over it.
Yeah, you're just like.
Do you use these like while ending the messages, for example, like I kiss you, like kisses? Bye.
You can say ljubim. Ljubim.
Ljubim.
I'm kissing you. Yeah. Or you can say cmok, which is
cmok.
Yeah, because right, cmok. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But
to you it sounds the same, but
yeah. I don't know. It's like mwah. It's like you have the sound mwah. I don't know. So it's, I don't know. So that's
smoke. Okay.
And also when I would start dating someone, I never say we started dating. Počeli smo da se zabavljamo. You would actually say smuvati.
Smuvavmo. How would you say we are dating?
Well, actually, it would be smuvati means that it's the action of in that moment you decided that you are an item. And so you cannot say it continuously. You can just say smuvali smo se. On that day, we decided to become an item. So smuvati se. And then we have very, naughty ones, which is to have sex. And you can say, I, brought someone in my bed, which means privesti.
Privesti. Mm-hmm. So is it again not used in a period of time? It's like again.
Yeah, it's just small. One. You can say privoditi as well, which is like continuous, which means like you keep bringing someone into bed because you're such a ladies' man or gentleman's lady. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm trying to think of what the equivalent is, but yeah. To bring someone, like, which basically means privesti basically means to bring someone into custody, like to the police, right? Like you brought someone. So this kind of like I'm bringing him to my my crib. Yeah. Or if you want to say you checked that person out, like basically you had sex with that person and you know what the person's worth is in a way, you can say it's again it's very bad, but this is just like the slang, which means overiti. And overiti in its pure sense is to verify something, to certify something, to test it out, right? So you can put a stamp on a document, overin document, overiti document, right? And it's kind of like, oh, you don't know that person, let's check her out, and then you can say overio sam je or overila sam ga.
But from now on, when I certify something or need something certified, I will remember this slang. And I will smile.
At least it's good for something. There you go. But yeah, so one of the things that I learned today is that Serbian language is really, really creative. I think it's really good. You watched Lanjena Zvezda, right? There's this one scene. It's a Serbian class of Serbian language, and they are the teacher gives them one word, which is to talk, and everyone's task is to give synonyms. So slang synonyms, formal synonyms, whatever. And they think of 20, 30 examples of to talk in Serbian. And I never thought about that. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So you can be really creative with Serbian.
Definitely. And the teacher was feeling so proud of the students finding so many ones. Cool. Good. I hope these will be useful for our followers. And we will write the words, of course, in our Instagram post. So feel free to ask any questions that you might have.
Exactly. I hope this was helpful, and see you in the next one.
Prijatno.
Prijatno.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our podcast and learned something new.
In case you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, make sure to share them on our Instagram page, Može Kafa Podcast. Prijatno!